Hey everybody, my name is Patrick Long from Mega Outdoors. Today I want to talk to you about QuikFletch. So if you're like me and you mess up a lot of your fletchings on your arrows and you go looking on YouTube and at all these like fletching jigs and everything, it can look pretty daunting to get into and try to fix, so you just rather buy a whole new arrow. If you mess your fletchings up just a little bit, they're probably fine, but if you like rip one off like I do, you need to replace them. So instead of getting a fletching jig and getting into all that, and if you're not super serious about your archery and everything else, you can just get these little guys. So there's like 6 of these in a pack, and I didn't pay too very much for the pack. I don't remember exactly. And all you do is you slide on the little plastic casing, and then you boil it for just 10 seconds, and you let it dry. And so what I'm going to do today is set that up. I got a giant pot of water boiling right now, and I'm going to put some of these on a couple arrows that I messed up last season, and then I'm going to shoot them against some arrows that aren't messed up, so we can see not only if these are easy to use and put on your arrows, but after you do it, if they're shooting the same or not. Because if they shoot totally different, you don't want to throw 2 of these in the mix with the rest of your good arrows. So yeah, let's go into the kitchen and see if we can get these guys put on. Alright, so for my arrows, I got one right here. It's totally fine. The fletchings aren't torn off at all. This is going to be my control arrow, is what we're going to shoot. And then I've got this arrow over here whose fletching is just about torn off and gone. So that's not really any good. But what you can see is on these arrows, and probably a bunch of arrows, right where this little crisscross pattern stops, it's plastic. And it's just like the plastic sheaths that we're about to put it on it. So I guess they did the exact same thing at the factory. So what I did on the second arrow that I had messed up, I just went ahead and scraped that off and then rubbed it down with rubbing alcohol to get all of the like sticky stuff off and everything. And then we can slide one of the new sheaths on here and see how it shoots. Alright, so here behind me I got a giant pot of water boiling, and I think it's boiling about as good as it's going to, because it's a really big pack, or a really big pot. So just going to get one of these guys out and get started. And I actually got kind of lucky. They're even the same exact color. It's my arrows already. You can pick different colors, but I was just surprised to see that they had the exact same color. So just slide it on here. You can see that it's just slightly bigger, but actually it's not like coming off or anything. It's a little bit of a tight fit, which I was worried about it being too loose and like coming off while I'm trying to dunk it in this boiling water. But it seems fine. I mean, trying to make sure that it's straight and all. It's kind of scary. I got 6 of them if I mess this one up. Don't want to have to do that, but... Okay, so we're just going to take it in here and dunk it in the water. Give it a good little swirl. And then it is as tight as can be. My dog. So that looks pretty good. Alright, well, I am going to inspect it a little bit more, let it dry, and then get the old one off this other arrow, and we will start shooting. Alright, so I just got the old fletching off of this arrow, and earlier I said you can just like rub it down with rubbing alcohol and get everything off, but what I found that works easier is if you already got your pot boiling and you're ready to put the fletchings on. After you scrape all that stuff off of your arrow, just dunk this into the boiling pot of water, and then we'll get everything off after you like rub it with a napkin. Alright, so I got 2 of the arrows. This one we refletched, this one is, I don't know what you want to call it, stock, I don't know. This is the first time I had my bow out this year. It's July, and I took a couple warm-up shots just to make sure. Everything seems good. I was a little all over the place, but it was me. So I'm going to shoot a few, and then I got the GoPro down there so you can see where they go. So we're going to start with the standard arrow, and I'm out here at about 27-ish yards. It's foggy this morning, and my rangefinder is having a really hard time figuring out what range we were at. I was standing right here. At one point it said 13, at one point it said 30. So, but then I found the fog setting, and that seemed to help a little bit. Alright, let's go first shot, standard arrow. So in the middle, just a little right. Let's go with the newly fletched arrow. And we're going to go slow through this first group, but then I'll speed it up and show you a few more. Right there on top of it. It's not perfect, but it's about as good as it's going to get from me in July. Alright, so we had a few groups right there. As far as I can tell, just knowing how good or bad I shoot, these are identical for me. It's the first time I've shot this year. It's July, and I wasn't spot on 100% of the time, but that second group, they're right on top of each other. Everything that made them deviate, I felt in my own shooting. So I think it's solid. It's really cheap compared to buying a brand new arrow. I think the whole pack was like 15 bucks or 12 bucks or something. You get 6 of them. I think it's around 12 bucks because I think it was $2 a piece. The only thing is, if you shoot, forgive me, but I don't know the term for these short or long fletchings. I don't know the term. If you shoot these short ones, you're good, right? And I think everybody does, especially on the newer arrows. They all come in, most of them come in the short. But if you shoot these guys, I was not able to find the QuikFletch in that size, or however you want to call it. So that's one downside, but I would say if you shoot these little guys, this is identical. You need to make sure that your spacing from the top of the arrow is the same. Otherwise that can mess some stuff up. I had to pay attention to that. I didn't mention it inside. But yeah, other than that, I felt good shooting. I'm a little bit sore. My release feels good. Go check out that Scott Wildcat 2 review that I did. It'll be somewhere up there. And yeah, today was a good day, and I had fun shooting these. And I'll actually be able to use this again this season. So be on the lookout for that, and I'll see you guys next time.